Hi everyone, it's Kino here. Welcome to this practice that will build strength and give you all the tools you need for the powerful arm balance of crow pose. We'll be using 2 yoga blocks and a yoga mat, so when you have those ready, let's come to a comfortable seated position and prepare to start. If you like this video, please let me know. Leave me a comment, share it, and subscribe to my channel so that we can continue to practice together every day. All right, let's close the eyes. Bring the hands together. A long, deep breath in. As you exhale, softly open the eyes, and let's head on over to the hands and knees. So come on over to your hands and knees, and we'll get started right here. All right, I should tell you that I really like working on strength because I'm not naturally strong, and I feel like every time I work on strength, it's just, well, it's really exciting because I feel like I'm getting a little bit stronger. So here we go. Draw the navel in, shoulder blades move away from each other, and stabilize yourself. It's sort of like tabletop, except the knees are together. Now, if you want to do a really good arm balance, crow pose or the other variation, crane pose, then what you want to really think about is that your shoulders have to support you. So let's do scapula push-ups to stabilize just the shoulder blade and the rotator cuff. All right, here we go. Exhale, go down and little forward with your chest. Inhale, back and away. Exhale again, down and little forward, back and away. 3 more times. Down and little forward, back and away. You're also stabilizing the wrist as you do this. 2 more times. Down and little forward with the chest, back and away. 1 more. Down and little forward. Nice. Draw the glutes in, tuck the tailbone, and hold it here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All the way back. Take child's pose. Keep the arms extended and soften through the elbows. Stay there. Breathe for a moment. That's good. Okay, let's come on back up. Now we're going to work a little bit of bent elbow strength. So it's kind of like a push-up with the knees on the ground. So now take the shoulders forward, so much forward so the feet come off the ground. All right, the technique here will really help you as you're beginning to transition to the crow pose, which will have bent elbows. So as you bend the elbows, draw the navel in and bring the nose towards the ground. Inhale, back and up. How about you give me 4 more of those? Exhale, come forward and down. Inhale, back and up. 3 more. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, back and up. Try not to lose the integrity of the front body. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, back and up. How many more did we say? Let's do 2 more. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, back and up. Last one. Oh, these are hard. Exhale, forward and down. And back and up. Oh my goodness. Exhale, child's pose. Change the hands. All right, that's a powerful start. You're doing really well. Staying in child's pose is also giving you flexibility in the hips and the back that will help you in the crow pose. All right, now we're going to grab those blocks. Set up the blocks, shoulder width apart. You ready? Really like using the blocks when we're working on strength because I don't know if you feel like this, but I do. I constantly feel like my arms are too short. So wouldn't it be nice if I could grow my arms about that much more? Or just put 2 yoga blocks down. It's pretty handy. Now, of course, you can do all the movements with any length of arm. So we just work with what we've got. Now we'll come up into plank. Inhale, plank. Here we go. The feeling of the blocks will help you get a little bit more of the activation that's needed. And we'll hold plank up here for 5. And we have 1, 2, 3. Draw the navel in. 4, 5. Switch your gaze a little forward and then exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. A big breath in. Exhale, downward facing. A big breath out. All right, that's nice. Release through the neck. Good, deep breath in, deep breath out. All righty, switch the gaze forward, bring your feet together. Then, come on forward. Now, we're gonna do bend the knee in plank. So we're gonna drop that right knee down and then pick it up and hold. 1. Nice, want you to round your back. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring it back. All right, let's do the left side. So we keep it down and then push and squeeze it in. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. All right, now let's do that as like a little drill. So keeping your hands up on the blocks, I'd like you to find your three-legged dog. Swing it on up to the three-legged dog. Hold it there. Switch your gaze forward. Bend the knee in plank. Good. Come on back. Find that three-legged dog. Good. Bend the knee in plank. Bring it on back. Three-legged dog. Bend the knee in plank. 2 more times. Three-legged dog. Bend the knee in plank. Three-legged dog. Bend the knee in plank. Hold it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring it back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Good job. All right, we're in downward facing. Stay there for a moment. Breathe. Feel the asymmetry. Notice that the right side got worked more than the left. We're going to fix it right now. Don't worry. Bring the left leg up. Find that left side. Three-legged dog. Hold. Breathe. Create the space. This makes sure that we release the hip and recruit it at the same time. All right, so we're balanced by the end, in other words. All right, bring it forward. Bend the knee in plank. Swing it on back. Three-legged dog. Bend the knee in plank. Swing it on back. Three-legged dog. Bend the knee in plank. Swing it on back. Show me that three-legged dog. Good. Bend the knee in plank. Swing it on back. Three-legged dog. Bend the knee in plank. Hold it. We got 1, 2, 3. Try to touch the knee somewhere to the tricep. 4 and 5. Back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Good job. All right, now let's bring forward, walk forward. Stay on the tips of the toes and bring the knees together. So this is like Lolasana plank, where the knees are in and we get a little bit of a lift, but the knees point between the hands and just hold it here. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Cross your feet. Exhale, sit down. All right, we're going to shake out the hands for a moment. Let's continue to work the strength that's going to lead us into that powerful arm balance, but give the wrists just a little bit of a break, okay? So I want you to work the core of the body now very specifically. So we're going to separate the knees, drawing the navel in. We can keep those blocks kind of handy because we might do a little lift up in a moment. So just maybe pull them back. Yeah, that's good. Then, holding onto the knees, find the tailbone and rotate the tailbone a little under, then draw the knees into the chest and give yourself a little squeeze in here. And we'll hold it here. We have 1, 2, 3, keep breathing. 4, the navel is in. 5, then put the feet down and just expand for a moment. Okay, it's gonna get a little harder now. You ready? You can do this variation again, or we can point the hands in between, and you're gonna squeeze the knees onto the outer edges of the upper arms and hold it here. And we have 1, 2, 3, the navel is in. 4, 5, cross your feet, hands on the blocks. Inhale, hips back and up. Exhale, set it down. Let's do it again. And we've got 1. Try to keep the toes together if possible. 3, 4, squeeze in. 5, cross. Inhale, hips back and up. Exhale, down. All right, let's add in something a little extra. If it's too much for you, then you can sit this part out and just do the balance. All right, you ready for a little extra? Exhale, lower down. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, squeeze it down. Inhale, land again. Exhale, squeeze it back. Inhale, land, balance. Now, cross your feet. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, down. Now let's work a little bit more flexibility. Point your feet, and then draw the knees a little closer. Hug the knees into the chest. How you feeling? This should feel like you're kind of compressing the front body. If this is not for you, just keep the knees wider. You're totally welcome to give the torso more space. But if you can squeeze it in, try to squeeze it in. See what happens. Maybe it's accessible. It increases the hip flexion. It increases the spinal flexion and kind of makes the transition from crow to crane. All right, we'll talk about what the difference is between those two poses in just a moment. Now, let's stack the knee as close to the armpit as possible. All right? Actually, it's more like stacking the arm right now. Then, lean back. It's harder to balance here. Make sure that you're not overdoing it with the shoulders. You're going to draw the shoulder blades down the back and gaze forward. We have 1, 2, 3, concentrate. 4, you can stay in balance, or ready for a little extra? Exhale, go down. Inhale, squeeze it up. 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 Last one. Exhale, go down. Oh, inhale, squeeze it up. Good, cross your feet. Inhale, let's pick it up. Exhale, come on back to a squat. All right? Now, we're going to change the block position. So I want you to stack the blocks. Let's do 2 blocks. It might be a little scary up there, but it's okay. So you're in a nice squat, and if you're not able to squat, then the heels can be off the ground, not a problem for now. Now, what I'd like you to do is to take your hands forward, widen the knees. So now we're up onto the balls of the feet. We may need to play around with the distance for this one, all right? So you might need to move the hands forward a little bit, just depending on the length of your body. All right, now, the blocks are here, and you're wondering, what am I going to do with those blocks? They seem to be in the way. Don't worry, they're going to be used. So the knees come wider, and you're going to squeeze onto the shoulders. Then I want you to step up onto the blocks. So now, pivot forward, draw the elbows in. Make sure that even though the elbows are bent, you're not collapsing down. So push with your arms and lean forward into the shoulders. Come up onto the tips of your big toes. 1 foot, the other foot. Bakasana position. Hold. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come back down. Good. All right, let's try that again. So now, Bakasana position is when the elbow is relatively straight, which is what we ended up doing here. And that's actually crane pose. Crow pose, actually when the elbow is bent, which in Sanskrit is called Kakasana position. Both are very useful. Let's go for that Bakasana shape again. Now you have another option. We can keep the knees on the outsides, or if you want to keep the knees on the insides, you could try that this time as well. All right, press forward, forward, forward. 1 foot, maybe the other foot, or maybe no feet. Maybe this one, if you're on the inside, you're just like, that's all I got. And you're going to hold it there. Stay there for 1, 2, 3. The navel is in, the shoulders are going away from the ears. 4, 5, come on down. All right, that may have been a little fast instruction. Let's come on off, point the knees down, move the blocks over to the side. What I'd like you to do now is take the hands forward, take a moment, breathe in, and then exhale all the way down on the stomach. Good job. Just releasing the spine, shoulder blades down the back. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. All right, let's come forward to a squat again, this time no blocks. And let's explore actually trying crow pose, which is with a bent elbow position and a slightly more flattened spine. This is very useful when you're using this position as a transition through other asanas. So now, we're gonna bend the elbows to start, and the hands are and the elbows contact with the leg is in a slightly different position. The hands are a little bit wider in crow pose versus crane pose. Now, the elbow comes into the space between the calf muscle and the thigh, as close to the knee as possible. But you want to make sure that there's a firm shelf of the upper arm that hooks in to the thigh. So you want to kind of snuggle the flesh of your thigh around the elbow. All right, don't try to go up yet. Draw the shoulders back, so that action of pulling the shoulders back stabilizes the upper body. Check in with the muscles of the lower abdomen. Firm the muscles of the lower abdomen. Then as you transfer the weight forward, inhale, it's a little bit up. And this more flat position is more accessible, even though it doesn't really feel like there's a lot going on. There's actually a lot going on. Stay there, breathe. Stay there, breathe. Stay there, breathe. Exhale. Come on down. All right, let's shake out the hands. Good. Now, you can do again the crow pose, or if you want to try, you can do again the crow pose, or if you want to try the crane pose, then we can bring the knees closer to the shoulders, all right, or onto the triceps. Find what works better for your body and better for today. It could be different every day. Okay, here we go. Inhale. Come on forward into the shoulders. Pressing slowly and hold. 1, 2, Let it feel like you're in that plank. 3, almost there. Lower abdominal muscles. 5, jump back, plank, and chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. All right, let's sink the knees down. Let's release the shoulders. We're going to do puppy pose. Bring your hands towards each other, and then exhale, push back. We can aim the forehead, the elbows, or the chest towards the ground. Hold it there. We have 1, 2, breathe, 3, 4, almost there. 5, slide the legs back, hands near your chest. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Cross your feet. Exhale, come on down to seated. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Inhale, send the chest lightly forward. Deep breathing. If it's comfortable for you, point the fingers forward and lean back, expanding the chest. Good. Deep, steady breaths. Nice. Then come forward, tips of the index fingers touching. Gaze at the nose tip. Deep breaths. Bring the mind into inner awareness. Observe the challenge, the struggle, and let the technique of how to work stay in your body and in your mind. Recognize that we don't need to get there right away. It can take years of practice. Wherever you got to for today, just take a moment and honor that, celebrate it, and choose to keep practicing. Good. Hands come into prayer position. A long, deep breath in. As you exhale, softly open the eyes. Thank you so much for joining me on this practice. May you be happy, may you be peaceful, may you be filled with love.